Hey, gun people. Smokey was stalking his rabbit, and then I came out here and messed up his program, so he's leaving now. Are you mad at Dad because I messed up your rabbit hunting? Oh well. Alright, let's talk about this Loretta Lynch here. See if we can't figure out the rest of the story. Give you my political kind of take on this. There was a big meeting, supposedly unplanned, between Clinton and Loretta Lynch, who is the Attorney General. Now the media is kind of, I mean, I've heard some semi-decent reports, but there's some serious problems with this. But is it staged, and are people being played, and is the media being played, and was this some, you know, when you're dealing with government, like I said, my default is always, they're not telling us the truth, they're withholding something, they're manipulating the facts, and they're going to try and use it somehow to promote their agenda and make themselves look good. This is one of those few times where it's very hard to make this look good. So they've got to find out who to blame. And right now it looks like they're blaming Bill Clinton. So everybody knows Bill Clinton, anytime he meets a woman, it's a problem anyway, because it's probably not going to be good. So now he's having a secret meeting in private with a woman on a plane where no one else is around. Well, that's an issue right there. But that's not the real issue. Before I forget, there's a freaking idiot case. The wind's picking up. That little thing was not spinning before I came out here, and now it's spinning. Maybe I should move this to the side because people will be complaining about the wind. I can't hear you. You're always filming outside in the wind. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, whatever. Sorry, boys. I had to move this just a little bit behind the house so it's out of the wind. So there's a case also hitting the news that just shows the ignorance of the PC world we're living in. A 9-year-old kid in the 3rd grade says something at a party about brownies. Some Mexican person or some brown person or some non-white person thought it was offensive and racist, told the teachers, and the teachers called the cops. Are you kidding me? You called it. I can't believe the cops responded. When I was working as a cop, we wouldn't go to bullshit. You know, we get a call, I've got a 3-year-old that's out of control, I need the police to come. I'm like, are you kidding me? Luckily, we had decent sergeants who were like, we're not responding to that shit. It's 3 years old. Parents can't control it. We can't control it. So, I'm not sure why the cops went to this. Probably the PC world. Oh, it's a school. Oh, if he kills somebody, it's a mass shooting. Who knows? He said brownie. He may have a gun. He's probably a white ring patriot who's got a flag. Oh, my God. Let's go over there and attack him because, you know, he doesn't wear a towel on his head and he's not, you know, some other protected class. Regardless, the cops go over and interview a 9-year-old kid because he's talking about stinking brownies, and somebody took it as a racist remark. I mean, that's just the idiotic world we're living in. So, Loretta Lynch right now, Loretta Lynch is the Attorney General. The Attorney General falls under the executive branch. The executive branch is run by King Obama. King Supreme Leader Obama. Bow to him. Oh, great Obama, please don't make any more, whatever, you know, praise King Obama, otherwise he'll bring down the wrath. So King Obama has all his people that work under him in the executive branch, which is the Attorney General and the FBI. Now, the FBI kind of works for the Attorney General, and they work for the Attorney General because the Attorney General is like the prosecutor, kind of like the cops in a local county work for the DA or the prosecuting attorney, because he has to get convictions on what they give him. So when the cops do a case, if they're not working with the prosecutor, and somebody tried to tell me cops aren't part of the prosecution team, they're wrong. They work for the DA, and the DA has to tell them, give them direction on what they can do legally and not legally. The DA can charge them, can take away their powers, can take away the case, can seize the case. So the DA, the elected DA, is the top law enforcement officer in the area, even though a lot of people will say it's the sheriff or the chief of police. And you know what? The DA has The lawyers always have the final say, because then the lawyers go to politicians and politics. So Loretta Lynch is an appointed Attorney General. She's not the Attorney General because she's a great mind. She's not the Attorney General because she is a great attorney, because she has a lot of experience, because she's the Attorney General because Obama's black and he wanted to promote a black female, so he put her as Attorney General. That's why she's Attorney General. Anything else is BS. So that's beside the fact. But she's the Attorney General and the FBI works for her. Now, I know the director of the FBI is appointed and he can't be fired and he's got a 10-year appointment and he can do what he wants, but the FBI director cannot charge people. They can only request warrants, get it through the Attorney General, get search warrants, collect evidence, arrest somebody on probable cause, or get a warrant from a judge and get a court order to arrest them, but only the Attorney General can have one of her minions prosecute the case that the FBI does. So the FBI can go out there and arrest 100 people, and the Attorney General can go, I don't give a shit what you say, you can arrest them, release them, I'm not charging them. It's called prosecutorial discretion. They can decide who they prosecute and who they don't. So the power is with the Attorney General. Now, the Attorney General gets to decide on whether Hillary Clinton is charged and prosecuted for her email scandal, her stealing money from her foundation, whatever other crooked stuff the whole damn Clinton family's in. They're all a bunch of crooked politician piece of shits. No, I'm not saying that because they're liberal. I'm saying it because it's true. And there's crooked conservative politicians too, and most politicians have some crookedness in their background. But we're talking about the Attorney General and Bill Clinton meeting. So this meeting has far rippling effect. The meeting is a rock dropped in a lake, and all these ripples that are coming out are just, it just messes things up. Does anybody really care? No. And in a big spectrum, me, you, some people will be offended. We'll say, oh, I can't believe they would do this. Wow, they can't do that. That's our government. They work for us. We are supposed to elect them. They're supposed to be above reproach. We've got to have trust in them. Justice is blind. All that shit is bullshit. I'm sorry, I hate to burst your bubble. I used to believe that shit too, but it just ain't so. The Attorney General gets side of Clinton. So the FBI can put together the best damn case in the world. They can catch Clinton with a gun over a dead body with blood splatters on her and a gun and gun residue all over her, turn it over to the Attorney General Lynch, and she can go, you know what? I don't think there's enough to prosecute. Has my discretion. I'm refusing to prosecute. Good job, FBI. Great work. And that's the way it goes. And that's the way it's going to go with Hillary Clinton's emails. I said from a jump straight, I didn't think she was going to get charged. I got a buddy that's still swearing up and down she's going to get indicted. I'm like, you've lost your freaking mind. Now, do I think the FBI will recommend she gets indicted? Yes. I think the writing's on the wall. They've been briefing her. Loretta knows it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming. Everybody knows she broke the law. Everybody knows she compromised secrets. Everybody knows they went after Petraeus and other people for compromising secrets. And now they're going to turn a blind eye to Clinton. Why? Well, Rick, she's got titties and she's a woman. It's a sisterhood. And a woman attorney general can't be attacking a first woman president because they're in the titty club and whatever. All this woman PC, you know, brotherhood, sisterhood shit. It's just, our country is so screwed. And this is typical of how the media is going to not explain to people why this is such a bad thing. Clinton is an ex-president who, an impeached president I might add, who had sex in an office, who is the husband of the wife that women adore and are going to vote for because she's such a great role model. Yes, she stays with a piece of shit husband that cheats on her openly numerous times, rapes women, has sex in the Oval Office, lies about it to the American people and to his wife, and then she stands by him, puts her arm around him and says, oh, it's not true. And that's the role model of women? Man, a woman that support Hillary, I'm just like, you are a freaking, you're an idiot. Whatever. So, this has large implications. Bill Clinton set this meeting up. I really don't think, from what I'm hearing, and again, I can only go with what I'm hearing and then try to read between the lines of what I think they're trying to hide and why they're doing it. I don't think Loretta Lynch said, let's meet with Bill Clinton. She was arriving, he was leaving. It wasn't a planned meeting. From some reports from the FBI. Now, the FBI provides protection for Loretta Lynch because that's her enforcers. So she doesn't get Secret Service protection, but she gets FBI armed protection. Remember, all the people that want to take away your guns always have people with guns around them. So Loretta Lynch, pro-anti-gun ownership, she has armed guards, the FBI protecting her. The president, pro-anti-gun, think guns are bad and guns don't protect people, and arming yourself like the terrorists is just stupid. He has the Secret Service armed protection protecting him. So when they travel, they have these details. They have their little, Congo lines, their convoys, their motorcades, whatever you want to call it. So when the FBI is protecting Loretta Lynch, they're waiting for her to get off the plane so they can get her in a car and shuffle her where she's going to go. Well, the planes are parked about, 75, 100 yards apart. Shit, that's not very far. That's probably a little farther than my horses are. I mean, it's not that far off. So the planes are kind of next to each other. Why? That's reasonable. I don't think that was set up. Normally, planes with dignitaries are put in a more secure area. They're kind of stationed in this area because they know there's going to be armed guards. They know there's going to be motorcades. They know there's going to be cars coming and going. And so I don't have a problem with the planes parked next to each other. I think that's normal, standard operating procedure. The problem is Bill Clinton drove up to her motorcade unannounced, unplanned, unscripted. Why? Because if you look at the security statements that they've taken from some of the security people, they were like, this was screwed up. FBI is armed guys defending her. Now there's a motorcade with guys with guns getting out, and Bill Clinton walks out and walks up the stairs. Now, is any FBI agent going to stop an ex-president and say you can't do that? Probably not. Okay, it's just probably not going to happen. I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. I'm not saying it's right. It's probably not going to happen. So he goes up there, they have their little meeting, and they leave. Now, the problem with this is nobody knows what they said. They did it in a private plane. They did it alone. It was unplanned. They didn't have media. They supposedly shut off all the phones and said no phones, no cameras, and they shut everything down. That's where it's called the impression of impropriety. Doesn't have to be true. You just don't want to put yourself in a compromising position that gives the impression that something's wrong. And that's exactly what Bill Clinton did. He went up there, my wife, Bill Clinton is the one that supposedly, I think, appointed Loretta Lynch as a U.S. attorney. And so since she was a U.S. attorney, she made contacts, etc. So there's some loyalty there between her and Bill Clinton. So if Bill Clinton says, hey, my wife's about to be president and I'm about to be first lady and I don't want you to screw this up and you kind of owe me and I hooked you up when you were nobody and now look at you, you're the attorney general, first black female, blah, 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 look what I've done for you. It's payback time, baby. Come on, sister. Shit, knuckle bump. You got to hook up my wife because you two got the titty club and I'm always trying to get in a titty club. So you guys got to hook us up. And that's why it's a problem, no matter what they said. Now, Loretta Lynch tried to come out later and say, look, we didn't talk about the case. We talked about grandchildren, even though she ain't got no grandchildren. We talked about grandchildren and, we had nothing to do with the case. Well, you know what? There's a problem with that. Because it doesn't matter if you talked about the case. You talked in private with him and nobody knows what you talked about. We're stuck with what you guys tell us. And no offense, but you politicians are known to be liars and we can't believe a damn word you say because you lie like it's normal. So this is going to be a huge problem. Now, did they do it on purpose? Did Bill Clinton do this on purpose? Loretta Lynch said, and you got to listen to her words carefully, I'm going to go with what the FBI and senior prosecutors recommend. Man, that was such a fake set-up thing. Look, the people that are going to recommend and review this case work for Loretta Lynch. She probably appointed them as her assistants. They are political appointees working for her. Does anybody with two brain cells think that the people that she appointed is going to do something that they know that she doesn't want to do when she just met with the husband of the wife that they're supposed to go to her and say, we think we ought to prosecute, we're going to prosecute. Do you really think that's going to happen? Now, Loretta Lynch could get up here and go, well, I'm going to go with the recommendation. No shit, because you know the people underneath you are not going to recommend something that you don't want. How many times would your boss say, hey, I'm going to give you free run on this and do this? And if you came back to him with some off-the-wall shit that he didn't want to do you think he would go, why are you doing this? Why are you putting me in this position? I gave you this. You're making a bad decision. I thought I could trust you. I thought you had better sense than that. I can't believe that you would do this. I'm going to have to move this to somebody else because I don't have trust and faith in you anymore. You don't think somebody in that position knows that can happen, that will happen, and that they damn well better not step on her toes and file charges? Look, Loretta Lynch ain't charging her. She's going to tell her minions not to do it. The FBI is going to recommend that she's charged. They're going to have several charges. They're about to interview her, and Loretta Lynch is going to go, you know what? My senior prosecutors reviewed the case. They made a decision that we shouldn't go forward, and I'm supporting them. That's how it's going to end up. All right? So that's my side. That's the rest of the story. What did I do? I scared my horses off. They're like, dude, why are you yelling over here? We're going to come over here and get a drink. All right, we'll end that there.